to ElevatePod, where we elevate your mindset, inspire your spirit, and ignite your leadership journey. This podcast is brought to you by Elevate Leadership Services. My name is Pearl.
And I'm Chibochungu.
We are the co-founders of Elevate Leadership Services and the hosts of ElevatePod. The ElevatePod is dedicated to inspiring and empowering listeners with a focus on minorities and immigrants. By offering tools, resources, and pathways to foster personal and professional development.
And today it's a pleasure to have Kasamba Sikapizye, who is going to share her magnificent experiences and also the insights that she has on community building, where change begins. As an African proverb says, if you want to go fast, you go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. And I think this proverb truly depicts what Kasamba stands for and a passion for community building. So welcome to today's conversation on community building, a place where real changes begin. Before every movement, there is a spark. And before every revolution, there is a relationship. And before every lasting change, there is a community. Today, we are going to dive into the fabric that binds us together. Community, not the place we live, but the people we rise with. This community building is where stories of connection, collaboration, and encouragement are woven, and they help to change the world that we all need. Communities are more than a group of people living side by side. They are spaces of belonging, bridges between differences, and the soil where the growth takes root. Today, we'll explore how individuals like Kasamba and you can spark transformation by strengthening the bonds that tie us together in the communities we build. Because when we build communities, we don't just change neighborhoods, we change the world. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with that, Kasamba?
I do.
All right, perfect.
That's some profound words there. I like it.
Oh, wonderful. That depicts, I think, what I've seen of you and the experiences that I've had just collaborating with you. But before we dive in some sort of our conversation with you today, I just want to highlight some of your bio so that our audience can know who you are. And you're going to actually mention a lot of things by yourself. I'll try to just touch on a few things. As a community builder and a people lover as well, Kasamba is motivated by a personal experience and she's driven by a vision of hope. Kasamba and her husband, Sam, co-founded Operation iDream, a non-profit organization that is dedicated to transforming the lives of children and young adults in rural Zambia. And for many of you, if you don't know where Zambia is in the south central part of Africa. Their mission has been and continues to be to create a platform where young people in rural Zambia can break cycles of poverty and realize their full potential through access to education, healthcare, and skills development to create a brighter future for themselves and therefore their communities. Kasamba was born and raised in Zambia. She grew up deeply influenced by her parents, and those are the ones who set a very good example for her relating to community service and giving back to those communities they lived in. This early exposure has helped her to be able to commit herself and
Mm-hmm.
have a lifelong commitment to
Mm-hmm.
uplifting others and
Mm-hmm.
building communities.
Mm-hmm.
Her journey has taken a deep personal turns. As a young woman, she witnessed a heartbreaking tragedy when she saw a young girl dying in her arms from a preventable and treatable insect-borne disease. This experience became a defining moment for her,
Mm-hmm.
and that determination to make a difference, to ensure that every child would have access to the care and opportunities they need
Mm-hmm.
in order for them to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Academically, she has a degree in management and information systems. She has earned the degree of information and technology management from SUNY College in New York. And that has helped to broaden her experience and perspective, and also continue to strengthen her resolve to dream big and to continue to have a meaningful purpose in her life. In addition, and this is the most important thing, she is a mother of two.
Mm-hmm.
She is a wife to Sam. And outside this, Kasaba enjoys road trips, especially beach destinations. She enjoys cooking and she's passionately
Mm-hmm.
cheering on her favorite basketball team. But she hasn't mentioned what her favorite basketball team, so we'll ask her on that. So let's now ask Kasaba if she has a few words to add to this introduction, because there's a lot that we're going to discover as we converse with her.
Wow, thank you for that amazing intro. Everything you said about me is true. On top of that, I also work for the state uh, in IT, information systems, technology specialist. So I work for the state of California. And yeah, my favorite team, I don't really have a favorite team. I'm a LeBron James fan. So wherever LeBron goes, that's my team.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
I love
Wonderful.
that.
Thank you.
All right. So, welcome again, everybody. Today, we're here to discuss community building, where the change begins. Helen Keller said, "Alone, we can do so little, but together, we can do so much." Every movement, every breakthrough, every ripple of hope has one thing in common: it began in community. From small circles of friends to global networks, communities are the heartbeat of change. So, in this episode, we're diving into the question: how do we build communities that don't just exist but thrive? Communities that include, communities that transform. How do we do that? That's the purpose for the episode today: community building, where the change begins. So let's dive in. I'll go into my very first question, Kasamba, and it's what first inspired you to care about community building? What does community building mean to you?
Yeah, that word community building, when I saw the topic, I realized like, wow, I actually belong to so many communities. I didn't realize how many communities I belong. Like it's not just one community. Like I have a community at work. I have a community at church. I have a community in the city that I live. I have a big community back home in Zambia. And it made me realize that I don't only belong to one community, but it's a lot of communities that I'm actually into it like 100%. What inspired that? I was trying to see like what was the first thing that really inspired me, but I couldn't really find anything. I realized it's in the DNA, like it's actually part of me. It's my DNA. I looked back from when early stages when I lived partly with my grandma, how you'd carry lunch to school and you share with everybody, everybody brings a little and you all share, the activities that I was involved in school, like, netball, sports, scripture union, I realized that is actually what made me to be part of a community. Like, it was inborn in me to see what community is. And one of the first experiences where I saw community, which I recall very well, is when my grandfather died. I was young, but I witnessed a lot of people that came and brought food to my grandma. She was mourning, and every day some people came, brought breakfast, lunch, dinner, and we called everybody around us auntie and uncle. I didn't even know they were not our relatives until later on in life. That made me realize, oh, that's actually where my community interest and just being part of the community started from. It's part of me. It's part of the DNA that I was brought into. I tell my kids, like, we slept 10 people in one bedroom and all that. Like, that was part of it.
Wow. As I'm listening to you, especially when you talk about your foundation, or what led you to continue to love community and serve the community and belong to the community, is the foundation that your parents gave you, the foundation of belonging. I think you give an example of seeing how how the community came together when your grandfather left this earth. But also you belong to one, maybe several communities as a young person. So what one community really ignited your thoughts that I think this is what I want to do when I grow up? Because all these communities contributed, but what can you mention just one community that brought it to realization for you?
That community is what we do at Operation iDream. And I heard you in your introduction, you talked about how my story, when a 5-year-old girl died in my hands. And we were doing actually community outreach over there. And we had to give a ride to one of the parents with a 5-year-old girl because they had no Tylenol at that clinic. So the nurse said, you have to go with her. And we were on a project over there and we had a vehicle and we took her on. And along the way, she passed away in my hands. And that brought a lifetime change in my life. Like, it was a thought. I was still young, but I just had that thought, like, what can I do such that somebody doesn't pass away, a 5-year-old girl doesn't die because they can't afford Tylenol, but they have to walk miles and miles away to a bigger hospital to be able to afford that medication. If I can afford that medication in a smaller setup, I would want to do that. That is what really inspired me. And we have Operation iDream with 450 students. And one of the things that we wanted to offer apart from education, it's the clinic. And we have that clinic. And today I make sure it's like I speak out to people, hey, support our clinic because I don't want another child to die because of a $5 Tylenol that they can't afford. They have to go to a bigger hospital. And that has built a big community, not just 450 students, but the whole community can come and be served over there. I love that community because of that 5-year-old girl that inspired me to be part of the other community that we have in Douala, Zambia.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I think I'll just follow up on that before Pearl jumps in. I think you just mentioned that you have built a community beyond the 400 people because now you have the parents, you have the grandparents, you have the uncles, the brothers, and everybody else. And you're serving more than the 400 people that you've brought in that school. So it's really an honor, I think, to be associated with you because I see the passion that you bring to these communities. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story because as you were speaking, I was wondering what story you could share of any small action, small act of connection that created a big change in your community, which you have just shared, which is so profound. Thank you for sharing that. Now, hearing that, wondering how can individuals in the community contribute? Just in case someone else is listening, what can an individual do? Just sharing a bit more from that story. How can individuals contribute to community growth, even if they don't hold leadership positions or may not be in higher positions that give them the ability to do so? How else can an individual contribute?
There are so many ways an individual can contribute. One thing I would like to remind people, even as part of the community, like the one that I belong to here in Sacramento, California, I belong to another community called. One of the things I encourage people, you don't have to be in leadership. You just have to have a skill. Each one of us, I believe each one of us has something to offer. It's got nothing to do with whether we are in leadership. I just believe each one of us has something to offer. That's a message that I carry around even to the community back home in Zambia with those kids in the village. I tell them each one of us has something to offer. So you don't have to be a leader. You don't have to be in leadership position. You have something to offer because I just believe in the power of teamwork, in the power of community, not individuals. I believe like if all of us come together, there's much there's much power that comes in when all of us come together because each one of us has a gift. Each one of us has something to offer. No one individual has nothing to offer. We all have something to offer. So you don't have to be in leadership. You just have to be alive and breathing. You have something to offer. Just to be alive and breathing, you have something to offer.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter
Love that.
whether you have a degree holder, you don't have a degree holder, whether you're a president or you're not a president, there is something to offer. I believe in everybody. Leadership is just a position that, it's a formal position that does not define a person.
Yeah.
That doesn't define their skills. That doesn't define what they can do or what they can't do. If you are following, that doesn't mean you don't have anything to offer. No, you have everything to offer.
Love
Very
that.
well
Love
said.
that.
I mean, if anyone is listening to this today and they were not sure how to help, I don't know what could counter your answer right now. You have to be living and breathing.
Yeah, I
That's
love
all
that.
that you need, right? I love that. I love that. We all have something to offer. Before I pass the torch on, just to add on a bit to what you just said, I think
Mhm.
one of the other barriers, that prevent people from contributing, in addition to feeling like they have nothing to offer, is also the barrier of not having a sense of belonging.
Yes.
You have described what community is, what community building is. So maybe just to even take a step backwards before someone can even consider making that contribution, I think one of the barriers is not having that sense of
Mhm.
belonging. So then they second guess or doubt if their contribution would maybe even be appreciated. So,
Mhm.
in your view, what are the most significant barriers to people feeling like they belong or do not belong?
Sometimes it's because of their past experiences, things happen in life. So you feel like you don't belong. And also the lack of feeling like I have nothing to offer. So they feel they don't belong. Past hurts in life, they feel they don't belong. And maybe differences in our culture, our backgrounds, you feel you don't belong. But those shouldn't stop us because we are not meant to live alone. We have to belong to something to become something.
Yes.
So our past experiences shouldn't stop us from belonging because we have to become something.
Yeah.
To become something, you have to belong to something.
Yes.
The hurts will always be there in life, but those shouldn't define what we can contribute or not. Because whether we are hurt or not, we still have something to contribute. We still need to belong. So you gotta belong to become.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for that response. And I think if you go back to some of the quotes that were given in the beginning, it says, alone, you can do so little. Together, you can do so much by Helen.
Mhm.
And I think what you're actually saying is if you belong to somebody, the issues are going to be there, whether we're in a family community or whether we're in a group community. There will always be that friction, but that friction, I think, should make us even more stronger together by understanding how we can resolve the issues within those parameters. But my question is, I think because you went to leadership, especially for you as a leader who have seen
Mhm.
that you are truly trying to bring community together, what can
Mhm.
leadership do in those community to ensure and entice these people who are disgruntled or who think their past have been affected and they don't want to be leaders? What do you do? Because you bring people together. What have you done? What do you do? And you can give examples, as I said, to really try to bring
Mhm.
individuals
Mhm.
back and realize that this is a
Mhm.
place, there's something for you to do.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think as a leader, you have to make people feel needed, people feel loved, people feel secure. And that means you have to be intentional with some of the actions as a leader. You have to do deliberate things that people need every day. They don't have to be exaggerated, but it's simple as making a phone call. Hey, how are you doing? Send a text. Hey, I'm thinking about you today. Hey, can we come over for Thanksgiving? Can you come over? Look for those people in the community that don't have, they don't, not everybody talks to everybody. There are some people who are loners. There are some people who are afraid to belong. So your job as a leader, my job as a leader in the community, I do that. I deliberately invite people that are not, wouldn't be invited anywhere. I'll look for those people. Come join us, get to know them, not on program level, but get to know them on a personal level. How are you doing? How is work? How is your sister? How are your parents? Get connected to their personal life, because once we do that, we are breaking the ice. If something is going on in their life, be the first one to actually call them, talk to them, not to relate to them on the bigger group, like a WhatsApp group or a social media. We need that connection because that makes you that makes people feel you have gone an extra mile. There are certain things that we just do every day, like it's a cliche. But there are certain things that when you do it, people feel like, wow, for Cassie to come here or to come to my house, that's an extra step. I feel I can belong. I feel I can trust. I feel I can contribute. Yeah.
Thank you very much. I think you will use a very good word that each and every leader has to be intentional, has to be inclusive. As you are describing all this, is intentional, inclusive, and be there for others. They are in their place, in their space, not just in other people's spaces. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
You've touched on some very significant things as far as community is concerned, and you've talked about your involvement in several communities. So I know this question, you're the best person for this question.
That's good.
Yeah, so yeah, what frustrations or challenges have you faced in trying to build or trying to bring people together, trying to build community, trying to build people together? I can attest to that strength that you have to reach out to make people feel connected on an individual basis. But where there's people, where there's building, there will be some challenges, some frustration. So, can you share a few of those? And maybe as you do that, share as well how you have maneuvered those, how you have handled those, and not lose sight of the fact that we are building.
Yes.
The challenges will always be there. Of course, some of the challenges, I think I've already talked about them, but just where people feel they don't have anything to offer, where they feel like I don't have a skill to offer. So just making them realize that they are valuable and they have something to offer. It's not easy because people just always feel inadequate. So that's a big challenge to make people actually believe that they have something to offer. It's a big challenge, but I go the extra way again to let people know they have something to offer. And you actually learn to recognize people's strength. So that's some of the things I do. I try to recognize their strength and use their strength, invite them to do something with their strength. Not what you want them to do, but take what they are able to do, whatever abilities that they have, and you tell them to do something, then they realize, oh, I actually can do it. Oh, I can actually lead. Oh, I can actually have something to offer. So it's through those challenges that as a leader you find a solution. Be solution minded. I think as a leader, don't be discouraged. And sometimes I always tell people, don't look at the personalities, because yes, you'll be tested. You can help some people and they'll just break your back and just like hurt your feelings. But as a leader, you have to continue whether you are hurt or not. Those challenges will be there, but you have to be solution minded and don't look at the personality. Look at what can I do? How can I help this challenge to be a victory? So um, I I keep a positive attitude with any challenges. I just believe that no matter what happens, um, a person might feel a certain way today. They might not even want to participate, but I believe each day is an opportunity to make things right, to make things new. So I still just like believe in the opportunities that are there, and just try to bring people together and not get discouraged. And love people, love them, and just be simple and be approachable, and don't be overwhelmed with the challenges. Just love people in spite of the challenges. Just be consistent as a leader too. Like, be consistent. The more consistent you are, you're going to break those barriers. You're going to break those challenges. Then people will sit back and say, oh, she didn't give up on me, or the leadership didn't give up on me. Okay. People like to see that. They'll take you through all this, but once you are consistent, they'll be able to feel like they belong to a community that hasn't given up on them. I think the most important thing is we shouldn't give up on people in our community. They might not be at our level intellectually, they might not be at our level in skill level, they might not be at our level, but let's not give up on them. Our job is to turn that challenge into a solution. How? You have to be intentional, go extra mile, and be simple, humble, talk to them. Don't go to them as a leader, go to them as a fellow friend, as a community, as, and let them know they are valued no matter what.
Wow, you're dropping some very serious nuggets there. Sounding simple, but they're not simple. Like you said in the beginning, that's in your DNA. We know for sure that it's not very easy for most people. It's like saying, go step in the mud, but don't get your feet dirty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you said it there, we have to be intentional. I think when we have the goal in front, we
Mm-hmm.
won't get our feet dirty in the process. We'll keep
Mm-hmm.
our vision of keeping community together. So before I pass it on, since she were there, I don't know if the answer will be the same, but I thought I must just add this little piece in there. How
Mm-hmm.
do you handle diversity? It's not so much from the aspect of differences as far as those challenges, but how do we handle diversity in community building? You have iDream community, you have the Zambian community, church community, work community. So there's so much diversity you're dealing with
Mm-hmm.
there. How do you find that solid point? Sometimes in one given community, you have different cultures, people from
Mm-hmm.
different backgrounds, and
Mm-hmm.
also as a minority,
Mm-hmm.
as an immigrant yourself, how do you handle diversity and continue to build strong community relationships?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Use your God-given skills. Some of them could be like at my job. One of my given skills is to just be able to appreciate people. So small things like recognizing people's birthdays or somebody has passed, you say, we're going to send a card. Sympathy, empathy. Just those little things, actually, those actions mean a lot. Like, you find even people that were like, oh, she's from Africa. They're like, oh, people receive love. People love affection. Um, Also, be able to relate to people in their different setup. When I go to like iDream, when I'm talking to iDream students, I find something that is relatable to them. It's in the village, right? And I'm from America. If I go and talk to them like I'm coming from America, it
Yes.
creates a barrier.
Yes.
But if I go, I tell them, I was like you when I was young. I walked distances to school, 1 hour away to school and come back. I went to school in Mongo, one of the like rural areas of Zambia. I tell them like, Mongo, this place where you are is way better than Mongo, right? But I went to school there. I started using a little tin with paraffin, with oil in there for me to study. When I talk to them like that, they look at me, and that creates that barrier is broken. Then they are able to relate to you. So I find something that is relatable to that community. That's how I'm able to go with diversity. Like there's always something that we can relate to any environment that we are given. As much as we are all different, but there are certain things in life that almost everywhere you go, there's something that you can relate to anybody in this world, especially when you've lived 52 years of life like me. Oh, yeah, you're going to find something that you can relate to any environment. So, how do I do that? By looking for something that is relatable to that group of people.
Yes.
That's how I overcome diversity.
I
So
dropped my
when
mic.
Yeah.
birthday, everybody relates to birthday, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Funerals, everybody do relate to. They want to feel loved at the funeral. So
Mhm.
I go to
Mhm.
work, I do that.
Yeah.
You know, in our community, Sacramento, yeah, not everybody has a friend that will. Some people, some of us, we have the church people, we have the work people, we have all these people that will tell you happy birthday and all that. Not everybody has that opportunity. Create that platform. It makes people
Mm.
feel special.
Yeah. Wow. No, thank you. I think it's going down to a certain level so that you can work with people within that space again. Being consistent, I think what I see is you don't just do it once, but it's something that you do consistently and it's part of your DNA, as you say. Yeah. We've talked about all these communities and other communities, but I want you to also talk more about the community that is actually the iDream community that you founded with your husband. And I think this is a forum that people can see that not only are you doing things here, but you're doing a lot for Zambia as well to bring students and families so that they can realize that poverty is not where they should be. They can dream big and change those communities within where they are today. So can you really talk a little bit more about the iDream, because we keep on mentioning it, but we haven't gone a lot into the depth of it. Maybe you can just highlight things to our audience, because they may be the audience that will be interested in knowing what iDream does and how they can support iDream as well.
iDream is a family, it's a community that was founded by my husband and I. We were given opportunities in life, and as we grew up, we were given opportunities to be where we are. So we felt a call to give an opportunity, just like we were given an opportunity. And, one world, you change one person at a time. So iDream, we have a school, we have a clinic, we have a church, we have a girls' dorm. We feed 435 students every day. We provide school lunch for them. Some of them, that's the only meal that they have a day. So when we give it to them, they actually hide part of it and take it to their siblings at home. But we also serve a community. We tell them that is their school, that is their clinic, that's their church. It doesn't belong to Sam and Cassie. We also teach like responsibility, personal responsibility, but we offer free education, free medical for all the community and the students that come to iDream. It's a big responsibility. It scares you, but we have, any smiles, any prayers, any encouragement, any funds, they go a long way. Because in Zambia, I tell people that do child sponsorship, like when you sponsor one child, you're actually not sponsoring one child. You are sponsoring a family, you are sponsoring a community. You are doing much more than just one child, because that's just our culture. When you help one person, you are helping a whole lot of people, like the school lunch. You think it's saving one child, it's saving two other three kids that are home because they take part of that and take home. So yeah, iDream is in dollar. That's my lifeline. Every day I wake up and go to sleep thinking about 435 students that I don't know by name, but their family, and they've just come become part of our family, our extended family, and then with all the people that come alongside. So yeah, go check us on operationidream.org. And if you have any questions, you can, ask Ms. Chiwe and Dr. Pearl. They can give you more information on how to contact us.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. So I know this started with even just a small act of connection, and that has created a big change for the entire community, not only the community of the iDream community, but outside the skirts. But also it has become a model to many people because they see what this is doing to the children, to uplift the children, to empower the children, to bring growth in these kids so that they can grow up and do similar things that you are actually doing to them. I think they always say that you have to pay forward, right? Somebody helps you, but you don't have to go back and help the person who helps you. You go and help somebody else.
Exactly.
And that's, I think all of us, I think that's what has happened. Somebody else helped us one way, either in the group, or we just paying for our schools, but see where we are. And I think the dream you have started is magnificent. So,
Amen. Thank you. Thank you.
My last question, Ms. Cassie, is what's one small step that listeners can take with them today to strengthen their communities? It may be another immigrant woman, a minority, someone that thinks because of their status or category, like, you've mentioned several times, whatever it is that they're putting there as a barrier, whatever is stopping them. What's that one small step listeners can take with them today to strengthen the communities around them?
Be intentional, be approachable, and value people. Be intentional, be approachable. One thing, like one of the people that keep inspiring me in just like growing community that I've seen is like our pastor at Real Life Church, Pastor Dean. He's been there 8 years now, but in the past few years, I've seen how the church has grown, but I've also seen his approach. He's very approachable. Like as a pastor of the church, he is very, very approachable. And I know that brings people. When you find the pastor in the hallway or coming out just to greet people, not to go rest in between services, or when we are having meetings, he's the one cleaning up and all that. He's very, very, very approachable. That attracts people, that builds community, even as a leader. So that's also like from the leadership point of view, if you want to grow a community, not even just as a leader, but just as a community member, be approachable. Be approachable, be intentional, value people, accept everyone. That is huge.
Yeah.
Not everyone will be the same in the community, okay? It's like children. Not all children are the same. You have to love them the same. As a leader, you gotta love everybody in the community the same. Everyone else can be fighting. You have to love everybody. You have to love everybody and value everybody as a leader. Be there for everybody, whether they call you at 1 a.m., be approachable, be available.
yes, yes, and yes. Yeah, I truly believe the words that you are impacting for the people, I hope they continue to resonate with them and understand that leadership, we are the ones who are going to pave the way. We are the ones who are going to set examples, just as you have done for the communities that you save and for the communities yet to be saved. I think you'll do that. So thank you so much for sharing your viewpoint. Thank you for all you do for the communities that you are in. I think you are a power to contend with. I'm so happy I've come to know you as a friend, as a sister, but also as a collaborator in the communities that we serve as well. So you said something, and I said, these are my words to me that have inspired me. And this sort of resonate with just something you said about being involved, about even your pastor, because that's exactly what you do yourself, is you get involved. And the words for me that actually I've come to craft is that you don't build a community by pointing fingers. You build a community by extending your hand. And if you
Yes.
do that, people will come because they know that you are there with them. You want the best for them. So, unfortunately, our time is over, but I think we'll call you again because there's so much to talk about community, and more importantly is talk about the iDream community, but also the Zambian Association of Northern California, which you yourself has continued to inspire. You were the co-founder of that community that all of us here are serving in, and you continue to be very instrumental today as a vice president, continue to be instrumental on that. So I know we have a lot to talk about. And, this is not the end of seeing you on this forum. We hope you'll be with us again.
Thank
So
you.
today we have seen that community building isn't about grand gestures. It is about consistency, like what Kasamba said, and also the act of inclusion, being kind, being courageous, being intentional, all those to build communities. And the change with that begins with one person that you connect with.
Yes.
And that grows when many hands continue to join together. As we leave this conversation, please remember that your community, whatever it is, at work, at home, in your neighborhood, or the ones you are dreaming to start today, it needs your unique contribution. And you heard what Kasamba said. What did you say? Everybody has what? Something to offer, right?
Yes.
As long as you are standing.
Living and breathing.
As long
Living
as
and
you're
breathing.
living and breathing. So, to the communities out there, continue to be the spark for changes because you are the change makers.
Amen.
And thank you so much, Kasamba.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. Thank you so much for a wonderful conversation. For sure, we could keep going and going because this is very important things that we need in our communities today. Thank you for sharing your experiences with us today. A takeaway for me, among many other things, is that power of connection. So if anyone today feels like they have nothing to contribute, you don't belong, find one thing that will help you connect and build common ground. They say strong communities are built on connection and not perfection. So as we wrap up today, let's remember that communities don't just happen by accident. A lot of work goes into building those communities. We build with intentionality, patiently, and with love, as Kathy
Yes.
said.
Yeah.
Love.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you are, you can be a bridge, you can listen, you can also be a builder of your community. Because when we strengthen the community, we strengthen humanity, and change begins with us, all
Mm-hmm.
together.
Mm-hmm.
We all have a role to play.
Amen to that.
Thank you again for joining us today. We look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Thank you for joining us all on this journey to elevate and inspire. Until next time, lead with purpose and grow with passion. Thank you.
Amen.